Hi, everybody. Welcome. I am Michelle Solis from This Must Be Ink. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Seacon, Massachusetts. Welcome. This is my Friday night Stamp and Sip live workshop where the weekend starts early. So tonight we are going to do this folded frame card. We're going to create this focal point. It's a little paper origami fold for the front of your card, and then you can decorate it however you'd like. But I'm going to show you how to make that little frame. Okay, so take a sip of whatever you brought, and we will turn the camera down and get started. Cheers. I am drinking Oliver, my favorite wine, Oliver Mint Moscato. It is my favorite for the summer. All right, so we've got the camera over here. Let's get this switched around. There we go. All right, we could come down a little bit, I guess. And we could turn the light on. That might help. There we go. All right. Seems like I'm off center here. Give me a second. Okay. Hi, Jan. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Okay, so this is the card that we're doing. You can see it's got this little frame piece on the front. It's a three-dimensional, kind of pops up. And actually, you can make it lay down or pop up as much as you want. I'm going to show you a few different ones that I've made that look a little bit different. Okay, so that's what we're going to learn how to make tonight. And you can put that on your card front. And you can use just about any paper that coordinates with the card that you're trying to create. Okay, so this one was with the Waterside Retreat paper, and the image on the inside is one of those little images that you can cut out of the paper. It's got a bunch of different little squares and rectangles with images, and I used the little fisherman there for my little window. Okay, so tonight I'm going to do, what am I going to use? This is Bloom Boutique paper. But we're going to work with the sweet old friend Winnie the Pooh images. And I've already embossed my mat with the, I lost it. Here we go. The 100 Acre Wood 3D embossing folder. So that's what I've used for my card mat. I'm using a Golden Glow card stock for the card base. This is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And my mat that I embossed is 5 1/4 by 4. Then you're going to need a little mat if you want to do a mat for your little frame. That's going to just be a 3 by 3 square. And then whatever is going to go inside your little frame is going to be a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about when we get it together. And then for the little frame itself, you're going to need a 4 by 4 square. Okay, so you're going to decide which way you want to fold this. You can see this is going to fold in, and then it's going to fold back out. So you have to decide which print you want here, and then which print you want on the little flaps. Tonight, I'm going to do it so that the peach is inside and I've got the Golden Glow on the outside because I want it to match with my Winnie the Pooh. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Now, I have done this with my grid paper, makes it a lot easier for me to be able to see the points of my paper. But if you don't have grid paper, that's fine. Just use a ruler. You're going to line your ruler up with the point there and then the point up here. And right in the middle, you're going to make a little line. And then you're going to turn it and do the same thing because you really want to pinpoint the middle of this square. So then bring your ruler. It does help if it's straight. Okay. All right, so that's going to be the middle. Right there is going to be the my finger. It's backwards on the. So that's going to be the middle of your square. It's like a mirror image when you're looking at it. It's not. It's backwards. Okay. So then what we're going to do, we're going to fold this point into the middle. So we're going to fold in. We're going to put that point right on that little, it's too far away, right on that little dot in the middle. Line that up and then just push down and give it a fold. Then you're going to do the next side, the next point, bring it into the middle and just do the best you can to line this up next to the other one and then fold that down. Oh, that's a little off. Let me just do that a little. See if I can get that a little better. Okay, you may end up with a tiny bit of space in between, but once you get it onto your card, I did pretty well with this one, but once you get it onto your card and you've got everything else going on, you're really not going to notice that. So just do the best you can to get these into the middle there, lined up, and fold down. And then the last one. Okay, so once you've got them all folded, you can use your bone folder and get yourself some nice crisp edges. Okay, then we're just going to do exactly the same thing, but we're going to fold out this time. So what I did was I tried to kind of line this back up on my grid paper. I'm going to bring this tip now back out to the edge of my frame. And just fold. We're going to do that on all 4 sides. Just bring that tip back out. Keep moving it off of my line there. And the way I'm doing that is I'm kind of eyeballing this center line with the grid paper line. If I don't move it. All right, then we're going to do this one. And then the last one. There we go. Okay, so again, you can use your bone folder, get yourself some good creases. Hi, Deb. Thanks for jumping in and joining us. Okay, so that's going to be your little frame for the middle of your card, or the focal point for your card. Then you have to decide what you want to go in here. Now you can leave it like this. You could put a flower, a butterfly, whatever you'd like inside. I am going to stamp an image tonight, and I'm going to put that. So I'm going to actually just put do I want to put a thing in there or leave it pink? Well, let's get started and leave it pink, and then we can always change it. I hadn't thought that through as far as I should have. So I'm going to erase my pencil lines on my designer series paper, just in case I want to leave it with the peach inside. All right, so let's make the rest of our card, and then we'll finish up our little focal point. So for my focal point, I was going to stamp a little Pooh image, and I was going to cut him out. I think I'm still going to do that. All right, so we're going to stamp him with, this is Pooh and Piglet. I'm stamping with Memento Black ink. And then I'm going to color that. And you could put that image just right inside here, your little frame, if you wanted to do that. But I'm going to color this, and I think I'm going to cut it out. Okay, so we're going to color Pooh Golden Glow, which I really love as a color for him. I think that they made Golden Glow specifically so we could color Pooh with this color. Since it's the perfect Pooh Bear color. Okay, and then I'm just going to get some dark Golden Glow to give it a little bit of depth there. Just a little bit of shading, maybe around his neck. And then, of course, wherever the artist put these kind of shading lines, you want to add some dark color there. I'm going to do this whole leg. Okay, I think that looks good. And then Piglet, I'm using my favorite pink for Piglet, which is Bubble Bath. I love Bubble Bath. I was kind of sad they didn't make or maybe they did make a pretty in pink blend, and I didn't get it. That could be possible. But so I've got Bubble Bath, and I love Bubble Bath for him. Is Piglet a him or a her? I don't know. Oh, a little bit of here. Okay. And then I'm just going to do some Peaceful Pine for Piglet's little sweater. It's summertime. It's a t-shirt. There we go. Okay, so we're going to cut that out. I already, by the magic of the camera, I already have one cut out. All right, so I think I'm going to put that like this without the white inside. I think I'm going to leave it with the peach inside. I've already got some dimensionals on here. Okay, and the beauty of this is you can decide how closed you want the aperture of your frame to be. Do you want it to close all the way down? Do you want it to pop up a little bit? Do you want it to be like a little bit closed? So you decide when you decide what you're putting in the middle. All right, so there's my focal point. Let's put the rest of the card together. This is my card base, as I said, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I embossed this mat, 5 1/4 by 4, with the 100 Acre Wood embossing folder. got such cute little images in the embossing folder, along with the trees and the little streams going through. You probably can't see, but Eeyore is down here. It's a little Eeyore. And there's some bunnies up here. It's really a cute little embossing folder. And then I'm going to use a frame or a mat for my frame for my frame. Hi, Julie. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so I'm just going to center that, hopefully. Oh, boy. It's crooked. There we go. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. There we go. And that is going to go right here on my card. If you wanted to do ribbon or something around this mat would be adorable as well. But I'm just going to use my little frame. So we're putting this right on there. Just center that up. And I've put it a little high so I can get my sentiment underneath. And I have already done some heat embossing on my sentiment because I wanted the writing to be white. And I've used one of the label dies from the Coordinating Sweet Words and Labels. I used this little die here. And I'm going to I used the Old Friends Are Best Friends little sentiment from that set as well. So I'm going to get that up on some dimensionals. I think I'm going to cut some of these so I can get some little pieces. What is stuck in there? A little piece of green paper. It's stuck in there. Okay. It's not showing on the front, so we're not going to worry about it. We'll get that right there. And then I did die cut some little leaves. I thought those would be cute as well. Give it a little bit more interest on the front. These are also part of the dies that come with the Sweet Old Friends. And maybe one more. I like to do them in threes. And then we'll just get some bling. I have some Golden Glow. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the Golden Glow. These are the In Color dots. Oh, I don't want to put it right on Eeyore. I don't want to cover him up. He'll say, "Thanks for noticing me." I love Eeyore. Can you tell? Okay. All right. So that is my little card. So on this one, we're leaving this open a little bit so that we can see what is in there. As opposed to this one, it's glued down a little bit, so it's tighter there. Okay, so there's the sample and the one we did tonight. Let me show you a couple of other ones. So this one I did with the, what is this paper? Beautiful Ordinary Life. So I did this one with the little Wild Bunch penguin. It's a really cute little guy. And so this time I put a piece of Designer Series paper behind there with my mat for my frame. And this one, I glued these down. And then I just put a dimensional, oh, you can't see that, a dimensional behind these little flaps. So you can make that go down as opposed to these that are flapping up a little bit. Okay, so you can make it flat. And then I did this one with the cutest crew. And this, what was this paper? This is the lovely, oh no, Everyday Essentials paper, I think. So I did the cutest crew with a little white piece in there. I did some color blending with blending brushes in Misty Moonlight and Crumb Cake, just to give it a little bit of a background there for the dogs. And again, this one I left popped up. So I didn't glue this down at all, with a little sentiment there. And then this last one, I think this is one of my favorites. This one was with the Lovely and Beautiful paper. So that had this beautiful side that was all these flowers. And when I folded it up, I realized the flower was going to show right in the middle of that little window. So I just left it like that. And I put an embossed background on here again with no mat this time. And then I just cut out some leaves from the paper and accented my little frame with the leaves. And I realized I never put a sentiment on this one. So I still have to finish that guy. Okay. All right. So that is it for me tonight. Those are all my creations. Hopefully you liked this. I think it's going to be really cute. I need to try it with some Christmas paper. And that there's that Christmas paper with all the squares, the quilted squares, that I think would work really well with this as well. So if you happen to have that paper and you happen to try it, let me know. You can post it on my page. All right, so let us get out of here. Go over here. No, this. There we go. Okay. Oh, Carol jumped on too. Hi, Carol. Hope you're well tonight. Thank you guys for joining me so much. All right, so if you want the measurements, if you want a PDF of the measurements, you just jump on my email list at thismustbeink. Yeah. .com. I forgot the name of my thing. thismustbeink.com. You can get on my email list. I send out my directions. Usually on Wednesdays. I'm trying to get quicker with them. I am going to try to send them tomorrow. We shall see. But anyway, that's where you will get that. And if you have any questions or need anything else, just let me know. Okay, so that's it for me tonight. Everybody have a great weekend. Stay cool. I think it's going to be cool this weekend. I don't know what the temperature is where you are, Gian, but we have been really hot down here, and smoky. So everybody have a good weekend and stay crafty, my friends, and I'll see you next week.